Rob Reiner biography. Robert Norman Reiner was born on March 6, 1947 in the Bronx, New York City, the eldest child of actor, writer and comedian Carl Reiner and his wife, Estelle Reiner, a singer and actress. Raised first in New York and later in suburban New Rochelle before the family moved to Los Angeles in 1959, Reiner grew up in an environment steeped in show business and comedy. He attended Beverly Hills High School and briefly studied film at the University of California, Los Angeles. Early in his career, he performed with improvisational groups, wrote for television variety programs, and gradually moved between acting and writing before landing the role that made him a household name. Breakout as an actor and transition to filmmaking. Reiner's breakout came in 1971 when he was cast as Michael "Meathead" Stivic, the young liberal son-in-law of Archie Bunker, on Norman Lear's landmark sitcom All in the Family. The series became one of the defining American television shows of the 1970s, using sharp comedy and confrontation to address social issues. Reiner remained a central cast member for most of the show's run and won 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for his performance. That visibility and the professional relationships he developed in and around television enabled him to transition into directing, first for television and then for feature films. Directing career and signature films. Beginning in the 1980s, Reiner established himself as a director with an unusually broad range. He co-created and directed the 1984 rock mockumentary This Is Spinal Tap, which became a cult classic and showcased his gift for blending improvisation, character-based humor, and affectionate satire. He followed with a remarkable run of films that combined commercial success with durable critical and cultural presence. Stand By Me 1986, an adaptation of a Stephen King novella that launched and showcased a young cast. The Princess Bride 1987, a genre-mixing fairy tale adventure that became a perennial favorite When Harry Met Sally. 1989, Nora Ephron's romantic comedy that helped define the modern rom-com. Misery 1990, a taut adaptation of Stephen King that earned Kathy Bates an Academy Award, and A Few Good Men 1992, a high-profile courtroom drama that received wide attention and an Academy Award nomination for Best Picture. Across these and other films, Reiner demonstrated an ability to move fluidly among comedy, drama, and thriller, and to draw committed performances from actors. He also co-founded the production company Castle Rock Entertainment. Acting, producing, and later work. Even while building his directing career, Reiner continued to act in films and television, often in supporting or cameo roles. He appeared in a variety of projects across decades, including high-profile feature appearances and voice work. In the 2000s and 2010s, he directed and produced projects ranging from romantic comedies to political dramas, and he remained active as a public voice on political and civic issues. He campaigned for early childhood education funding in California, the First Five Initiative, advocated for LGBTQ rights and co-founded advocacy organizations, including involvement in the American Foundation for Equal Rights and other civic efforts. In later years, he returned to television with guest and recurring parts and to documentary and podcast projects exploring political and cultural subjects. Personal life and family. Reiner's personal life included 2 long-term marriages. He was married to Penny Marshall from 1971 until their divorce in 1981. He adopted Marshall's daughter, Tracy Reiner. He later married Michelle Singer Reiner in 1989. The couple had 3 children together and collaborated on philanthropic work. Reiner's family life was interwoven with the entertainment world. He was the son of Carl and Estelle Reiner and a contemporary and friend of many prominent actors, directors, and comedians. Death and legal aftermaths. On December 14, 2025, Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle Singer Reiner were found dead at their home in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles. Authorities treated the deaths as homicides. A member of the family was later arrested and charged in connection with the killings. The deaths prompted widespread reaction in the film and entertainment communities and led to numerous tributes to Reiner's work. Legacy. Rob Reiner's legacy is multifaceted. As an actor, he helped define television comedy in the 1970s. As a director, he created a string of films that have entered the cultural lexicon and continue to be widely seen and quoted. As a producer and studio founder, he influenced what kinds of films reached American audiences in the 1990s and beyond. And as an activist, he brought visibility and resources to civic causes he championed. Several of his films have been preserved or honored for their cultural and artistic significance, and his influence is apparent in both the filmmakers who cite him as an influence and in the continued popularity of his work. Filmography. Films as actor selected. 1967 Enter Laughing as Clark Baxter. 1969 Halls of Anger as Leaky Couloris. 1970 Where's Papa as Roger. 1971 Summertree as Don. 1977 Fire Sale as Russell Fickus. 1979 The Jerk as truck driver picking up Navin uncredited. 1984 This is Spinal Tap as Marty DiBergi. 1987 Throw Mama from the Train as Joel. 1990 Postcards from the Edge as Joe Pierce, Misery uncredited as helicopter pilot. 1993 Sleepless in Seattle as Jay Matthews. 1994 Bullets Over Broadway as Sheldon Flender, Mixed Nuts as Dr. Klinsky. 1995 For Better or Worse as Dr. Plossner, Bye Bye Love as Dr. David Townsend. 1996 The First Wives Club as Dr. Morris Pac-Man, Mad Dog Time as Albert. 1998 Primary Colors as Izzy Rosenblatt. 1999 EDTV as Mr. Whittaker, The Muse as himself, The Story of Us as Stan. 2001 The Majestic as Studio Executive voice role. 2003 Alex and Emma as Were Shafter, Dickie Roberts, former child star as himself. 2006 Everyone's Hero as Screwy voice. 2013 The Wolf of Wall Street as Max Belfort. 2014 And So It Goes as Artie. 2017 Sandy Wexler as Marty Markovitz, Shock and Awe as John Walcott. 2022 Family Squares as narrator voice. 2025 Spinal Tap II, The End Continues as Marty DiBergi. Television as actor selected. 1966-1967 That Girl 3 episodes as Chuck/Hairdresser/Carl. 1967 Batman as Delivery Boy episode, The Penguin Declines. 1967 The Andy Griffith Show as Joe, The Printer's Apprentice. 1967-1969 Gomer Pyle, USMC, various appearances. 1969 The Beverly Hillbillies as Mitch, 2 episodes. 1970 Room 222 as Tony. 1971 The Partridge Family as Snake. 1971-1978 All in the Family as Michael Meathead Stivic series regular, 182 episodes starring role. 1979 Archie Bunker's Place as Michael Stivic guest appearance. 1975 Saturday Night Live as host/various, 1 episode. 1987-1990 It's Gary Shandling's show as himself, multiple episodes. 2012-2018 New Girl as Bob Day, recurring role. 2025 The Bear as Albert Schnurr, appearance. Feature films as director selected keyworks. 1984 This is Spinal Tap. 1985 The Sure Thing. 1986 Stand By Me. 1987 The Princess Bride. 1989 When Harry Met Sally. 1990 Misery. 1992 A Few Good Men. 1994 North. 1995 The American President. 1996 Ghosts of Mississippi. 1999 The Story of Us. 2003 Alex and Emma. 2007 The Bucket List. 2010 Flipped. 2014 And So It Goes. 2015 Being Charlie. 2016 LBJ. 2017 Shock and Awe. 2023 Albert Brooks, Defending My Life documentary. 2025 Spinal Tap II, The End Continues director and cameo actor. Sources and notes. This biography and the filmography above summarize public records, major obituaries and reference articles produced by reputable outlets and reference works. Key sources consulted include Encyclopedia Britannica, contemporary obituary and reporting in major newspapers and periodicals, and consolidated filmography records. For full cast and episode counts, original credits and production notes, film and television databases and Reiner published interviews and statements provide primary documentation.